Order in progress. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Charles with the Exodus Logistics Learning Center with Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners. We have a video Zoom consultation with Kiana.
Yes.
Is that pronounced? Okay. How are you doing, Kiana? How can I help you?
So I'm new with dispatching. I'm still in the process of setting everything up. So I'm just wanting to make sure I kind of have all my T's crossed and my I's dotted. So I was just, wanting to make sure. I spoke with you about using my LLC and then going under with a DBA. So I spoke with you about that. And so I had some additional questions about that as to how do I market? Would I market under the parent company or would I market under the DBA?
You would market it under the specific company and the name that you're trying to get across to your potential client at that time. So what's the parent company's name?
T-Key Legacy Logistics.
Okay, so logistics. So logistics is going to be not only dispatching, but are you going to scale eventually and do something else like maybe trucking, maybe freight brokering?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's
so
why I went with logistics.
Okay, so but whoever you're trying to market to at that point in time, then you use the marketing moniker or name, if you will, at that time. So if you're trying to market to carriers to potentially dispatch for, then you would market your dispatching name to that, whether it's a DBA under a parent company or not. You still just market, say, Kiana's dispatching service.
Okay.
You got the DBA just to have an alias under your parent company. That's just to cover yourself on that regard. But whoever you market to, that's the name that you market for at that point in time. If you're marketing to someone that you're trying to dispatch for, you market your dispatch name or your DBA. If you're marketing to someone that you're trying to set up a trucking company with, you market your trucking side. If you're trying to market to shippers, to customers on your brokering side, you market your brokerage.
Okay, got it. Okay. And so another question I have is like, eventually I would like to provide, once I get, down the dispatching down packed, I would like to provide like additional resources to have on hand for my carriers. What would you suggest a good way of me researching that? So like, for instance, like roadside assistance, attorneys, just different things like that, back office work.
Okay, so after you get dispatching down and you're at a point where your business is thriving from a dispatching perspective, because I wouldn't consider scaling or branching off to other services until I get under my belt what I formed my business initially for, right? Dispatching. But let's say that you do. And an added service would be like you could be invoicing for them, doing some bookkeeping, helping them with their taxes. Roadside assistance, you can leverage some roadside assistance companies like a company called Rig Nation. You can leverage with them and get an affiliate connection with them, that if your carrier goes through them to get their services, they'll give you a kickback for that, for bringing them to them. It's called affiliate partnering. Any other services that you feel, or that you or the carrier feels, once you have that conversation, you'll say, hey, I know we've been dispatching for you for a while, for a year. What are some other services that you feel, Mr. Carrier or Miss Carrier, that you believe that we can help you with to make your process a little bit more streamlined and profitable for you? Well, carrier may say, well, I can't do all this. I can't send my invoices on time, or I need to keep my books straight. Do you offer bookkeeping services, or do you offer help with taxes? Do you have an accountant or a CPA you can recommend me, or an attorney? So you can offer those types of extra services. You just got to outline what those services are, and then connect with companies that will be willing to partner with you to provide that service to the carrier.
Okay, yeah, because I was thinking more so like for that example that you just gave me. Like if they would just ask questions, I wanted to be able to provide resources, even if it wasn't a service that I was offering for them at the moment. So yeah, that's what I was, interested in doing. What was the roadside assistance company again that you mentioned?
One's called Rig Nation. That's a popular one.
Okay.
I can put the link in the chat and go to the website here to show it to you.
Okay.
I got an email from the guy. He's trying to get me to partner with him. But rignation.com, I think that's the one. It's either rignation.com, rignation.org. Is this the one? No, this is a different one. Let's go back. Rignation. Yeah, right here, Roadside and stuff like that. So rignation.com.
Okay.
Yep. So let me copy that link and put that in the chat for you. So there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. And also, okay, go ahead.
This is the website. They should have become a partner right down here.
Oh, okay.
You click that link to become a partner, and then I could put that link there too, so you can go directly and talk to the person by becoming a partner. You let them know that you are a dispatching company and that you want to offer, you've been recommended, you know, Rig Nation has been recommended by a third-party source that says you guys are reputable to use, and then because you give them client referrals and you get paid for client referrals. So things of that nature. So
okay, great. Okay. Another question is, because eventually I want to scale the business and I wanted to get my authority. Now, do you have to, you don't necessarily have to have a truck to get an authority. Is that correct?
That is not correct.
Okay, that's not correct. Okay.
So you want to scale your business and get an authority as a freight broker or as a motor carrier?
I know you need it as a freight broker, but
you don't need a truck to get your authority as a freight broker. You need a truck you need to have at least a truck to report for insurance to get your motor carrier authority. Because when you get your motor carrier authority, you have to, one of the requirements is to have insurance. Right. Well, in order to have insurance, you need to have a VIN number for a truck to put on that insurance policy, right? Okay. So if you're going to have a VIN number for a truck to put on the policy, it stands to reason that you're going to have a truck, unless you're using someone else's VIN number, which I don't recommend. But so yeah, if you're going to go the motor carrier route, then eventually you want to get to a point where you're going to purchase a truck or lease a truck, rent a truck, things of that nature. If you go the freight broker route, then you don't need a truck to have a broker authority. You just got to apply for the authority and go through the other steps. So which way are you going as far as getting authority? Are you trying to get it as a motor carrier or as a freight broker?
Eventually, I would want to get it as both, but not right now. But I was hoping to get it because I've heard that you can, have an authority and then you can get carriers to work under your authority. So I wasn't sure if in order to do that, if I actually needed a truck at the moment. You need
what's called an asset to have an operating authority as a motor carrier, whether it's a common carrier, contract carrier, passenger, or household goods. You need some kind of asset in order to get insurance coverage to get your authority certificate or your authority become active. Once you have an active authority as a motor carrier, yes, you can lease other carriers under your authority, lease them under your authority, maybe put them on your insurance and things like that. The problem with that is you need to make sure that you vet those carriers before you put them under your authority, because whatever they do under your authority, they can endanger your authority and it can go out of service, right? So you got to be careful. So you have to have systems in place to characterize or vet out the carriers based on whatever you qualify them under to run under your authority, whether they're driving records, their CSA scores. CSA stands for compliance, safety, and accountability. Their driving records, any accidents, things like that, to vet the carriers. How many years of experience driving they have? Are they coming over as a company driver? Are they coming over as an owner operator who just doesn't have an authority? So those are different things you would want to consider if you want to lease a carrier under your authority.
Okay, sounds good. Another thing is the load board for dispatchers. Like, I haven't gotten started yet. So
are you one of our students? Are you in our training or?
No, I just did your training last week, so I haven't signed up for it just yet.
So you registered for the seminar training?
Yeah, I was on the free training.
The 99, you didn't pay anything. You just came in as a guest.
No, I came in as a guest, correct.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you mentioned load boards.
Yeah.
Okay. So in our members portal, under module 2, we have our list of load boards that we offer.
Okay.
It's included in the membership. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So, and we have the load boards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got Trucking Planet, 1, 2, 3 load board, that Truckers Dares, the Rate Freight Services, Nest Load, Free Freight Search, and then we have the logins to those load boards. Now, of course, I'm not going to click that because this is recorded and I don't want anybody who shouldn't have access, right? But these are the load boards that we offer as part of the ongoing membership of our training. So an example of one, obviously, is 1, 2, 3 load board. Let me see if this works too. So this is a load board. Have you ever used a load board, or you know what one is?
Yeah, I've been on 1, 2, 3 before.
Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3 load board. We'll go to one that you're familiar with. And you'll be, this is kind of too big. Let me shrink this a little bit. Okay. And, you find the loads. So you look, and I think you're in the Chicago area, right? Illinois?
I am. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, you'll go in there and navigate a load. So you go on the load boards to find loads for your carriers according to their carrier profile. So the carriers give you a profile and say, hey, I want to go from here to here, so many miles, so much weight on my trailer, things of that nature. So that's what you would do for to find a load. So this is where you go to a load board. This is where brokers and shippers post the freight, the loads for sale, and carriers will come to and look for the loads according to their search criteria. Okay.
Now, is it common for dispatchers to use several load boards at once when searching for loads for the carriers, or just particularly stick to one specific?
It is common. It is common because some load boards, a lot of the brokers post the same load, their same load that they got from their customers on different load boards, various load boards, because they want to touch as many carriers as possible. Okay. But not every carrier has access to a particular load board. Like not every carrier may have a login to 1, 2, 3 load board. They may have it to another load board. So brokers have subscriptions to various load boards and put the same loads on those various load boards so they can be seen by different carriers. But yeah, dispatchers search multiple load boards because there may be cases where one load posting for the exact same load may be posted at one rate on one load board and a different rate on another load board, maybe a few $100s more or a few $100s cheaper. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's very possible.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. That happens. So.
Okay.
So yeah.
I know listening in on Wednesday, there was this guy named Joshua on there. I believe that was his name.
Yes, he still is a dispatching student, but now he's also signed up he's also applying for his freight brokerage authority. So he's going through both trainings.
Okay. Yeah, he gave some good he dropped some good knowledge about additional ways to market. Because I hear a lot of people talking about going to the FMC SA website and going to the truck stops. So that was a highlight for me.
So you remember what some of the stuff he said about the additional ways of marketing?
Yes, I think one of them was through carriers.
Okay.
If I'm not through additional carriers.
Okay.
I have it in my notes. I can't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head, but yeah, through additional carriers. And then I hear I'm just learning of others talking about placing ads on like Indeed and ZipRecruiter.
Yeah, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn is okay. I didn't hear about LinkedIn. Yeah,
LinkedIn is like a professional social media.
I know. Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Yeah, but I know I've heard about finding like shippers on LinkedIn. Okay, so carriers as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can look for carriers on there because you can join, you can type in like owner operators and it'll come up with different owner operator groups. And then you become a member of that group. And then once you do that, then you can advertise your services.
Okay.
On the group, just like with Facebook groups. You can go to owner operator groups, truck driving groups on Facebook. What's the other one? Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. So, there's different mediums or social media mediums that you can advertise under. So.
Okay, great. Okay, so your program, so is there a time limit to have access to it?
So when you enroll in the ongoing, so when you enroll to the ongoing training, either a single member or a 2-for-1. So this is what it includes.
Now, give me an example of what the 2-for-1 means.
It's two people. So instead of one person, it's two people joining for that price.
Okay.
So if two people come in for $5.99, it'll be a $200 savings.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, one people will be just that one person, single member, and then 2-for-1 special is two people at the one price. Okay. So what's all in, so also too, there's a note, 1 month after your enrollment date, we do charge a monthly subscription of $19.99 to maintain access to our back office members portal, which contains everything here. You get your own email and password set up, back office orientation. We talk about the business setup, LLC, EIN, but I think you said you had yours already set up. We got 4 training modules that cover the basics of dispatching, acquiring carriers, load boards, booking loads, and invoicing the carriers. Those are the 4 modules. We have live Zoom trainings 3 times a week, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays at 12 noon, and Sundays at 11, unless we cancel it for some reason, and we'll let you know. When you enroll, we also ask that you join our Facebook private group, Dispatcher 101 members only, so you'll stay updated with information. Our back office recorded training videos. What that is every live training that we have 3 times a week, it's recorded and it's stored in our recorded training videos library. Okay. We give you 3 free ebooks. We give you 1 free glossary of basic terms to get you started. So outside of the live trainings, you can still learn. It's self-paced, learn as you go. So you just don't have to be in there on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. You can study Monday, Tuesday. You can log into the back office, go through the modules, go through the ebooks, and learn everything, right? We have back office tools, resources. We have our form templates and our document templates, 6 load boards, and it's the $19.99 monthly subscription that comes one month after your enrollment date is good for up to 1 year as long as you maintain your monthly subscription. So you get 1 month, the initial enrollment, and then the next 11 months you can stay in there monthly, and you can cancel anytime. You don't have to stay in it the whole year. It's not a contract like that. It's a month, like a rent, month to month, right? So as long as you need to have access to that. And most people stay in it to pay the $19.99 a month just to get access to the load boards alone, because that's a good price.
Okay. Great. I've seen around on some of the social media sites, people saying when in their advertisement, they're saying no forced loads. And I'm not necessarily familiar with that. Can you explain that for me?
Yeah, so no forced dispatch, that's what they're meaning. So if you get a carrier under a dispatch agreement, so the only people who do forced dispatching are for trucking companies who have their own internal dispatching team on the trucking company, and they have company drivers working for them. Then they force dispatch them. They give them loads that they have. But as an independent dispatcher, you find a load for a carrier, you don't force it on them. You ask them according to their profile, hey, I found a load for you according to your profile. Is it something that you want? Okay. There's no force, there's no obligation for the load. And they'll tell you, once you share the details of the load, they'll tell you whether or not they want that load or not. They want to take that load. If it's going in the direction they want to go, if it's paying them what they want to pay, if it's not the maximum weight that they said that they did not want to haul. So the various factors on the profile plays into the decision of the carrier whether or not they'll take that load. You just present the load to them and see if they want it. If they don't want it, then you find them another load. You go to look for another load.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly what they meant by that. I thought maybe it was pertaining to them not being held to a contract to have, to continue services with the dispatcher. Okay.
No, so in the dispatcher agreement, there's a clause in there that both parties can end the contract within 7 days written notice.
Okay.
In our template. Now you can structure yours to go another way, but that's been a pretty safe bet to do it like that, because everybody's not bound and locked into anything.
Right. Okay.
So,
now I've seen some templates that are like, I've seen yours, and then I've seen some that's very lengthy. Do you think lengthy agreements will kind of scare off a carrier? I understand trying to be as detailed as possible because I'm an entrepreneur myself already. Trying to have all the details in, but do you think that would scare off a carrier?
Yes, because carriers is not going to read a long. It's like reading a broker carrier agreement when they're trying to book a load. They're not going to read a long contract. You just want to touch on your points of what the services that you're offering in it, and maybe 1-2 pages at the most. Okay. Right. But if you got a dispatcher agreement, it's like 9-10 pages. I'm not gonna. I don't. Number one, I don't have time to read through that. I'm trying to find a load and get paid. I don't have time to read this. I'm not trying to read this novel that you got as a contract. So, Okay. So yeah, maybe 1-2 pages at the most. You can make your point in 2 pages. That's because you got to remember, these are carriers, right? So I'm not saying this in a negative way, but the attention span is not that, so you want to.
Yeah, they're more focused on, getting their loads and driving and all of that stuff. Yeah, I get that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, would you recommend, what do you think about factoring? Would you recommend setting up a factoring company for the payments or invoicing? I've kind of been hearing.
Yeah, so as a dispatching company, are you saying as a dispatching company or for your carriers? So as a dispatching company.
Yeah, to be able to get paid right for the work.
So the same thing with that Rig Nation Roadside Assistance thing. If you can set up an affiliate partnership with the factoring company where you get set up with them, and then you bring carriers under that factoring company who do not have factoring companies starting out, and if they get approved, the first invoice they submit to get paid under the factoring company usually pays the dispatching company the same time that they pay the carriers. So that's the type of relationship you want to have. So how it works is that the carrier will fill out the factoring company's application, and on the application there may be a question that says, "Hey, do you dispatch, or do you have a dispatcher helping you find loads? Yes or no?" They'll say yes. Okay. If you do, if yes, what do you charge, or what do they charge you? Is it a flat rate or a percentage? They'll say a percentage. Okay. If so, what's the percentage? 10%. All right. Okay, and then what's the name of the dispatching company? What's their contact information if they have it? They'll fill it out. The factoring company will approve them based off of their credit or whatever criteria that the factoring company determines to approve a trucking company or a carrier under. So then the factoring company will contact you and say, "Hey, you are an affiliate of ours. A trucking company had referenced you in regards to getting set up with factoring. Once they get approved and submit their first invoice to be paid, we're going to contact you in order to get your financial information to pay you as well, either a voided check or a routing or account number to send the money to." So when the carrier delivers a load and to get paid, they're going to submit the invoice and the BOL and the rate confirmation, all that paperwork to be paid as proof of delivery. They're going to submit that to the factoring company because they have one now, right? You bought them one. Okay. So now the factoring company is going to reach out to you and say, "Hey, your carrier just submitted their first invoice to be paid. Please provide us your routing number, accounting number, or a voided check where we need to send your 10%. So let's say they booked a $5,000 load. You get 500, the carrier gets 45, because you're going to get paid the gross amount of what that load was booked for as a dispatching company.
Okay.
So that's how it works.
Okay. Yeah, because I've heard, that some just have the carriers. They invoice the carriers, and the carriers, submit the payment via direct deposit or some form of payment like that. So yeah, right. I was just kind of wondering.
Right. So brokers have options, different payment options. They'll do a quick pay. They offer quick pay because brokers have factoring companies too, because brokers can afford to wait 30, 45, 60 days from their customers to shippers to pay them in order for them to pay the carriers. So brokers get factoring companies to assist with cash flow issues in order to pay the carriers on time. So it works the same way. So the brokers offer quick pay. They offer a 5 to 7 day wire transfer, or they offer a paper check. So when you, the dispatcher, when you are filling out the broker carrier agreement for your carrier, you are, so if they offer those payment options, you're selecting one of those if your carrier does not have factoring and they want to use the payment options of the brokers. Okay.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I think that was about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was about it. You answered all the questions that I had for you. Like I mentioned on the phone, after your Zoom, I was really impressed with just that one time online, the material that you provided. So I will be joining soon. And I look forward to, being a part of your network.
Appreciate that. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
So, well, that's all I have for you. Thank you for taking the time out to answer some questions for me.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Looking forward to you becoming, so you're becoming a dispatching company with the hopes of later on scaling your business to like trucking and perhaps freight brokering.
Yes, all of the above. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Take care.
You do the same.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, this has been Charles with the Exodus Logistics Learning Center. Features dispatch 101 training for beginners, freight broker 101 training for beginners. We just have completed a Zoom consultation with Miss Ervin, Miss Kiana. She had questions about dispatching, and we shared our information with her and answered her questions to the best of our ability. She was satisfied with those answers, and she wanted to make sure that everything's good. She's scaling her business. She's starting off as a dispatching company, and then she's going to scale her business to trucking and later on freight brokering. So that's it, right? So if anyone you know of that's interested in dispatching or even freight brokering can reach us. The description of the links of our information will be in the description area of this recording. So dispatching 101 training for beginners, freight broker 101 training for beginners as well. We answer the questions. We do consultations, one-on-one consultations, either phone or in this case, Zoom. So we answer the questions to the best of our abilities. We share our screen. We show by example so that you can be satisfied with the content and the responses. So www.exodusdispatchingandtraining.com, area code 757-515-1684. And the email is exoduslogisticsllc@yahoo.com or info@exodusdispatchingandtraining.com. So, all right, hopefully that's all the information we can give you, right? And look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.